Hi everyone, my name's Amanda Augustine, and I'm the resident career expert for TopResume, the largest resume writing service in the world. You can submit your resume for a free professional resume review at any time by visiting topresume.com. Today, I'm here to talk to you about remote work, or more importantly, how do you land a remote job? I think it's pretty clear that remote work is here to stay. In fact, a Forbes report called remote work a standard operating procedure for half of the US population. So if you would like to join that portion of the population that gets to work from the comfort of their couch, I have a few tips to help you optimize your resume and cover letter. First of all, if you ever telecommuted in the past or you traveled extensively while on the job, make sure you're emphasizing this experience because you want to show employers that you are already accustomed to performing when you're not working in the headquarters. Emphasize this information in your job title. You can put remote or virtual in parentheses next to your title. In the location, you can put that as remote or the different locations you worked at. And also when you're describing your role and responsibilities. When you're describing your accomplishments, be sure to quantify that information wherever possible. Because again, you want to show employers that you can be successful and provide value even when you're not working out of the headquarters. The best telecommuters possess a certain group of soft and hard skills that just make it easier for them to work remotely. They're disciplined, organized, great time managers, self-motivated, tech savvy, and they have a high comfort level when it comes to communicating using digital tools. If you have these skills, you want to make sure that you're showing those both in your cover letter as well as in your resume. So for instance, you might create a section on your resume called technical skills, and in that section, include a list of all the tools you're accustomed to using, not only to get your work done, such as project management tools, but also communication tools, web conferencing tools, anything that you've used in the past or feel comfortable using that allows you to work remotely and still communicate and inform your other colleagues as to what you're doing. On your cover letter, you might actually mention your high level of comfort in using web conferencing apps or Slack, Instant Messenger, things of that nature in order to communicate with your coworkers. Again, you want to show them that you have these soft and hard skills that will make you a successful remote worker. You also want to show employers that you're set up for success. And I do mean this incredibly literally. In order to be successful, employers want to make sure that you have a dedicated workspace, a fast and reliable internet connection, as well as a newer computer model. Don't assume they're going to give you one. They want to know what you already own. You want to actually drop in a line in your cover letter that says, not only am I comfortable using web conferencing tools in order to communicate with my colleagues, but I also have a dedicated workspace, a fast and reliable internet connection, and a newer computer model, so I know I'm set up for success at home. Those little details will just make it that much more obvious to the reader that you're a good candidate for a remote job. And then I'd like to throw this bonus tip in here because this doesn't just apply to remote work. I recommend that everybody tailor their resume based on whatever job they're applying for. Before you submit your application, take a step back and review the job description one more time. This time, you're looking for keywords that are routinely popping up. What are they saying in the list of requirements? How are they describing the certain tasks that you'll be performing? If you have experience doing those things, if you possess the skills that are listed in the requirements, you want to make sure that that information is incorporated into your resume and uses the exact same terminology. And the reason we do this is twofold. It's going to help whoever reads your resume to quickly grasp that you're qualified for this job. You meet the requirements. But it's also going to help you get past this digital gatekeeper that we call the applicant tracking system. It's a piece of recruitment software that more often than not will scan an online application, parse the information, and basically determine if it deems you to be a qualified candidate. If it does not think you're qualified, your application is never going to see the light of day. So the more you can tailor your resume based on the keywords that you're finding in the job listing, the higher the likelihood that your resume will actually make it to a human for review. So just to recap, if you want to land a job where you get to work remotely, there are a few things you want to do. You want to emphasize any previous experience where you telecommuted or you traveled extensively on the road for work. You want to make sure that you're emphasizing any soft or hard skills throughout your resume and cover letter that show that you're going to be a successful telecommuter. And you also want to explain to employers that you have the setup at home, the gear, so to speak, to make you successful when you're working from a home office. And regardless if you want a remote job or not, make sure you're tailoring that application based on the keywords that you're finding in that job application. If you do these things, your chances of landing that remote job are sure to increase. If you have any more questions, feel free to go to topresume.com and click on advice.